Watching some of the other interviews.
I have indeed. Obviously, the interview with Michael is kind of what sparked this off,
Yeah, the
but I
bully.
have indeed.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
we
here,
can. We
bullied into coming home.
yeah, we'll chat about that now, 100%. So let me welcome you, Luke Henry. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Champions, the powerlifting edition. I know this is going to be a good conversation, so I think we can even kick it off with a bit of this.
Indeed.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the show, dude. So let's actually chat about that quickly. What brought you here to chat to us today?
So I was brought here today by a call out by one of my very good friends, Michael Collin, who was on the podcast last week.
Yep.
Um, Michael had been on it, he'd been chatting away. My name had came up in conversation a few times, and right at the end, I was pointed to in
Yep.
literal terms. I was
Yep.
literally pointed to come on the podcast and give my side of the story and voice my opinion on it. So, bit of back and forth, but I'm glad to say we finally made it now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, you guys are coming out to South Africa together, right?
We are, yes, we fly out on the 3rd, I believe, the 3rd of October.
Okay. Right. Brilliant.
Both compete on Sunday, the 6th.
And which I'm very, very chuffed about because I'll be getting into Sun City very early on the morning of Sunday the 6th. So I'll be doing your commentary and your announcing as well for when you come out to the platform. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And
It'll be
I think yeah, we'll get into all the conversations and stuff, but I think part of the whole thing with powerlifting that everybody loves is the camaraderie and the community and the teamwork. So, what's it like traveling out with your friend Mike and knowing that you're going to compete? How does that feel?
in all seriousness, it is a dream come true.
Oh,
It's
awesome.
it's every athlete's dream. You know, every athlete wants to be part of that network, that community that's going to be traveling out. Because it's not an easy thing to get to, no matter what sport you play.
Yeah,
And having your teammates beside you elevates that experience, 10 times better. So I couldn't ask for anything more.
absolutely. Absolutely. It's so true. So, tell us a little bit about you. Who is Luke? And then we can sort of get into your powerlifting journey and story.
Yeah, yeah. So I am a 74 kilo powerlifter.
Mhm.
Only recently, I moved up from the 66 kilo weight class.
Right.
This will be my fourth or fifth comp, I believe. And I'll touch on
Sure.
that why in a minute. So almost a year since I competed. I haven't competed in almost a year. Again, we'll get to it. I'm also a personal trainer, online coach. So when I'm not
Good.
on the platform, not training, that's what I spend my time doing.
Okay,
Um,
fantastic. And we want to get a little bit
so
of your info as well on that because, if there are people that are looking for training, coach, and
yeah, of course.
this story resonates with them. I chatted to the Scottish coach yesterday and he was like, yeah, I'm not interested in talking about my gym. I was saying, I want you guys to share your personal stuff with people out there because if it can help, more clients, mean more competitions, right?
This is true. This is true.
That's it, right? Okay, cool. So where are you based?
So I am based in Northern Ireland,
Yep,
Newton Ards. So I do train out of the same gym as Michael was saying. He spoke very, very highly of
yep,
Reform.
yep.
I've been a member there for about a year and a half. So still early days, but it's been phenomenal to see the sudden growth. You know, when I got in there, it was a nice wee network, and it's now just exploded. It's expanded. You know, the future is looking bright. Is a safe term to put to it. So it'll be very, very, very exciting to see where that can
Oh,
go.
absolutely fantastic. So, what got you into powerlifting? How did you start? How did the journey start?
Yeah, so very similar to a lot of people you would speak to.
Hmm.
Sports. So in playing, I could probably name every single sport I've played from a young age. You know, you name it, I played it.
Right.
And it was only about 2 years ago, something kind of clicked for me. I had to kind of accept I was never going to be a top
Hmm.
footballer. I was never going to be the top rugby player. You know, even with football, I got to a decently high level. I had trials with Liverpool Academy. I
Wow.
played at a very high level here, yeah.
Hmm.
But at a certain point, you kind of have to accept I'm not going to get where I want to be with this, which, it's okay.
Sure.
That's just the way it was.
But
So
that's an
from there,
incredibly mature approach, though. I mean, to admit that to yourself and say, right, I'm going to now look for other things.
I suppose so, yeah. It almost came as my studying kind of increased and I kind of started to set myself up
Hmm.
towards building life, building your education, etc., you had to kind of realize something has to give here. Something has to
Yeah.
kind of take a wee step back. And for me, it was sport, especially
Right.
because I wasn't at that high level at that given time. So from there, I started just training. Started lockdown hit. I suppose that's quite a big
Hmm.
one.
Yes.
And when you're left with no devices, you end up in your living room doing press ups. So that happened.
Sure.
And from there, got back into the gym, started training, and just realized I was decently strong and that I could actually make a future out of this. Signed up for my first rookie competition. Here we are.
Fantastic. I just want to tell you something that resonates really strongly with me. You talk about doing push-ups sort of in your living room at home. I've been sober for nearly 18 years, and the first meeting, I booked myself into what was known as an outpatient treatment program. So I didn't go into a rehab. I went to a rehab center from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. so I could work my job and balance. And I think that was because they could see the seriousness that I had about my recovery. But every single day of my life prior to that, when I was drinking, it would be stopping off at the pub on the way home, whether that was 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 10 o'clock in the morning, or 7 o'clock at night. As soon as I was done, I'd go to the pub. And now, my first meeting, I came home. I couldn't go to the pub. So I had all of this time available, all of these thoughts in my head, and nothing to do. And I watched a documentary on Charles Atlas, who had his dynamic tension training program. And I thought, I got to start training. And it started with one push up. I was in such bad state. Just one push up on my living room floor. And started to build from there. And that's how, for me, it grew into powerlifting and into the sport. So I just wanted to make this point that if you don't have the equipment, if you don't have access to a gym, if you start with
It's not
one
bad.
push up, huh? Absolutely. Thank you. That was really very special to share. So,
But I think a lot of people share that feeling. Lockdown was tough. You know, I
yeah,
almost went from living room and then became the garden. I ended up making a shed or a gym, sorry, in a shed with my friend. You know,
awesome.
it's almost a Kickstarter. It starts you off at bare bones, and you just
Yep,
up and up
and
and up.
grow from there. Just before I forget, I need to make a terrible joke. So, but it's kind of true. What do powerlifting and Liverpool have in common?
I have no idea.
You'll never walk alone.
You know, I
It's
like
not
it.
bad.
It's
Yeah,
not as bad as I was expecting. I was
yeah.
expecting
Okay, cool.
absolutely awful.
It is true. That's it. Like that's our community. You'll never walk alone. Sure. Okay. So tell us a little bit about the shed. What equipment did you have? Who was coming over? That's such a phenomenal story.
Yeah, I mean, looking back now, it makes you realize how much you miss it. And again, exact same thing. It was only me and one of my good mates, but
Hmm.
community. It's all we had.
Yeah.
So it was dead, and it was the middle of winter, so we had a big radiator, big heater. We had a squat pegs, so not even a rack, just the two
Okay.
single arms, a
Yeah.
barbell with 50 kilos of weights, no more, and a
Sure.
fold up bench, and it was horrific.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and the wee leg extension bit on the end, which never worked.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I
And
know too.
very, yeah, and then a very small fixed barbell, so no dumbbells.
Okay. Right. Sure.
That was all we had.
And what were you able to do with that? And how
Whatever
did,
we could.
yeah, how has that helped you as a personal trainer in terms of creativity?
It makes you appreciate that you have an entire gym to work with.
Yeah.
Like I remember going in and being so excited to do the exact same thing I had done the day before and
Yeah.
the weeks before. But it didn't matter if you were outside your house, you were moving, you're with your mate, playing music. That's all you needed. That's all you needed to be
Absolutely.
fulfilled. And I think now having the luxury of an entire gym to my arsenal and to use with
Hmm.
everybody else, it makes you just think and reflect back and be appreciative of what you had.
Absolutely. And it's such a great lesson for people. Start with where you are and with what you have, and you can build it.
Absolutely.
And I'm quite sure that bench has contributed to your bench press with really good shoulder stability and,
I would
and
like
core
to hope
tension
so. Yeah.
and pushing on your feet, using your feet because of that bench.
Because if I didn't, I would come flying off the bench.
Yep, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. So from that gym, from the shed, what got you into sort of more of the specific type of powerlifting? And then tell us about your first competition.
Yeah. So from there, I moved to one of my local gyms.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fell in love with the place, the people, and the art of training.
Yeah.
Um, from my sporting background, I always wanted to have a structured approach. I didn't want to just come in,
Mm-hmm.
move a bit of weight about, do this. I wanted to have something down, a structured approach to it. So it almost made sense in a way, powerlifting being my sport,
Yeah.
it followed that structure. So from there, started doing my compound lifts, realized, hey, I'm not bad at this. My numbers are pretty good. I signed up for my rookie competition. It was about 4 months, 5 months after. My
Right.
first coach was a strongman actually from that gym. We went up, me, him, and my dad, and got it done.
Awesome. How did you do in the first comp?
I won the first comp. Should
Oh,
be,
hang on.
yeah,
Have to do that. Yeah. Oh,
that one
beautiful.
there.
That's the
With
reminder.
all the
Yeah.
medals, it has to stay up there. It absolutely has to stay.
100%.
So took gold in the first comp, but for me it was more the falling in love with the process. If you asked me to give you any numbers, I couldn't do it.
Yep.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's such a blur in my mind. All I remember was showing up and getting the medal and getting it.
That's
Which tells
phenomenal.
me I went in like, you know.
Yep. And you were focused on what you had to do, not thinking about
Oh,
everything going on.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So from there to now getting your national kit, being on the national team, coming out for Commonwealth, what was that story, that journey like, that story?
Bumpy.
Right?
If I could put it down in one word, bumpy. So from that rookie competition, I then met Ben. I believe he got a bit of praise on the last podcast with Michael. A lot of praise actually.
Yep.
Him at one of the competitions I was spectating, and from there joined Team Reform. Funny
Mm,
story actually. I was handling my friend, so I went in, was handling my friend, and all we could see was everyone walking past with red kit and the word Reform and R.
yeah. Yeah.
And I said to his dad, who the hell are these people? They're everywhere. And from there, I had to go find out, and lo and behold, joined that team.
Right.
Um, so joined Reform. From there, my next competition was September. Sorry, I'm lying. It was February actually
Mm-hmm.
that year. It was the Scottish Eastern Districts. So a
Mm-hmm.
bit of an interesting one. The whole reason being, I had to go there to try and qualify for British nationals.
Right.
There was no comps in Northern Ireland at the time, within the qualifying period.
Mm-hmm.
So flew over, done the comp in Scotland, went 9 for 9, 27 white lights, got my QT, came home, went, yep, 100%, let's do British nationals.
Right.
Typed up the email. No.
Okay.
I had been down as a guest lifter, so wasn't going to qualify me. Hadn't been told about this before.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a bit of a bump. So from
Yep.
there, we said, scrap that, back to the drawing board. And it was a big, big build to September. And this is what Michael was referring to when he said that
Mm-hmm.
healthy competition. That was our first competition together. It was an
Right.
open competition, both in the 66 kilo weight class. Michael took the win on the day behind another one of our lifters.
Mm-hmm.
But the experience was second to none. There was so much I had to use as excuses. I had to cut about 5 kilo.
Sure.
Um, Missed my final pull, which I had to go flat out for the win. There's so
Mm-hmm.
much, but when you look back, that healthy competition, that's why we do this. That is what we
Absolutely.
don't compete just to move weight about. You know, we compete because you want to be the best at what you do. You want to give yourself a challenge. You want to push everyone around you to do as well.
That's it.
So
And you want them doing their best.
exactly, it goes both ways. From there, done my most recent comp that December, which was
Mm-hmm.
the NI Classic. Again, just a general comp, bit of fun. Finally moved up to the 74 kilo weight class. Been a
Right.
long time coming, and that has
Yep.
been my last competition. So I was meant to compete this May, 12th of May to be exact. I got hospitalised that day.
Sure. What happened, if I may
So
ask?
yeah, no worries. glandular fever.
Okay, sure.
We've still no idea how it happened. But it attacked my liver. So my
Hmm.
liver was dysfunctional, shut down. My spleen was enlarged. My blood work was all over the place. It was just a very, very bad state, and it really did knock me.
Hmm.
I had been told when I went in that day, I could serious, serious damage. So it was almost a diamond in the rough. You know,
Right.
it's a blessing that I couldn't compete that day
Absolutely.
because I got told from that day,
Mm.
it was 12 weeks, 10 to 12 weeks I was out for. Absolutely nothing. That could have been 10 months, had I
Hmm.
done
The comp.
proper damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was tough. And reason being, I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to qualify for Commonwealth.
Okay.
My goal was let's do this competition in May and try and put a qualifying, put this forward. It really it was tough. Probably one of the biggest setbacks I have had in powerlifting. Um, and thankfully, my total from the comp prior that December did qualify me. But yeah, that process was tough, and that's how I can say bumpy because
Right.
obviously I'm back to where I was now, albeit not 100%. Nowhere near where I want to be or should be,
Hmm.
albeit back. But it's definitely been a very bumpy path. So that's the long-winded answer.
Okay. Absolutely fantastic journey. I wanted to touch on a couple of points from your amazing story. You're talking about going out to Scotland to qualify, coming back, and then thinking you had, like you'd done great, and then being told, sorry, you were put on as a guest lifter. For many people, that might be like, well, sod it, I'm done with the sport. What kept you in the game? What kept you going?
Knowing that I was off that caliber, the
Hmm.
fact that I was able to hit the QT in my second comp and actually qualify for a competition of that standard
Yeah.
told me, this is something you can do again. This isn't a one-off thing. This isn't just a bit of luck. This is your second competition, and you're already, competing with boys
Yeah.
way above you. So
Brilliant.
that was the key for me, knowing that I'll be back and better.
100%. That's awesome. It's a great, great attitude. That's the attitude of a champion. So we see you wearing your tracksuit top. Can you show us a bit of the
Indeed.
kit? There, yeah.
There we are.
Hey, that's
Oh, far
brilliant.
away.
Yep,
Over
other
this
screen.
way.
Yeah, I know it's always the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So, what's it like wearing your national kit?
An extreme sense of pride. Hard to describe, actually,
Mm-hmm.
because one thing sitting in your bedroom or walking about your house in the top, it's one thing being on international platform in it. But
Absolutely.
it's hard to describe the feeling. Again, I said at the start, it's every athlete's dream
Yeah,
to get to this level where you can proudly represent your country. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful I'm here to do it.
that's phenomenal. What was it like receiving the kit? How did you get it? Did they drop it off? Did it get posted? Did you pick it
I
up?
got posted. My singlet is actually it was meant to be here yesterday,
Yep.
and I drove home to try and pick it up, and I missed them by 5 minutes.
Oh
So it'll
no.
be yeah, it'll be coming today, so it'll be interesting.
Okay.
But no, shipped it out.
Yep. Oh, that's awesome. So, and sort of for your family, for your mates, what's it like? Have you been showing off to them, showing them the kit?
Some of them still don't know, so it'll be a nice
Okay.
surprise.
Okay. Oh,
When they
brilliant.
show up in this, they'll be very confused. But no, all
Absolutely.
my mates are extremely supportive. Again, a lot of my mates would come from Reform,
Yep.
and are going themselves, so it's nice to have that.
Oh, brilliant. So, what does the community at Reform mean to you? What makes it so special? Why is a community like that so important?
In my eyes, community is everything,
Yeah.
especially in this sport. I know Michael touched on it, and it would
Hmm.
be a phrase we would use in there, but it is a team sport played by individuals,
Yep.
and there's emphasis on that team sport first. You're not an individual playing a team sport. This is a team sport,
Yeah.
and it is the reason why the gym itself, federation, and the sport of powerlifting has grown. Community is everything. Without it, there would be no comps. There would be no enjoyment. There'd be nothing. You'd
Hmm.
just be training in a gym on your own.
Yeah.
it's what kind of drew me to Reform. Again, touching on earlier on with seeing everybody in their kit.
Hmm.
Um, from something as little as that, it is what kind of gravitated me towards the place. And I'm confident I made the right decision. We're constantly expanding. We're getting better and better and better. Everyone, everyone is so involved, especially with their own, you know, ongoings and whatever they're doing outside
Hmm.
of everyone else. It's it's amazing to see, especially in the short space of a year that I've been there.
Right.
It's just going to go and go and go up.
Brilliant. Let's chat about your personal training journey. What are you wanting to do? What are the sort of your plans for the future? And sort of what do you offer as a coach? And how do people
Yeah,
get in touch?
I've been personal training from February this
Hmm.
year, so qualified, free reform. Funny enough,
Okay,
um,
cool.
from February started up in the main city. I've now moved a wee bit local, but I'm very very new to this game. You know,
Mm,
as of right now, it's a learning experience. My job is to go in and try and find something new every day and just get better and better as a coach.
right.
Um, Obviously, I do a lot of muscle gain, strength gain. At this moment in time, I'm just a personal trainer. I'm a coach, but in the future, I look to specialize. I look to expand out. I look to take the business to Australia. So that's where
Hmm.
I will be moving in a few
Okay.
years. Um, and just seeing where it can take me. It can offer you so much, and
Absolutely.
I've been in the game for such a short space of time. It's just exciting. It's really really exciting to see where it can go.
The thing as a coach or as a personal trainer, a lot of the younger trainers that I've worked with and spent time with, they sort of a little bit concerned about. I've only been in it for a year. I've have it, gaining knowledge. It's not about knowing everything. It's about knowing more than your clients and being able to keep them safe. So that's it. And we all learn. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm still learning every day about stuff and experiences. And I think that's the thing, even with clients looking to work with someone, not your trainer will know more than you, and make sure you can connect and have a good relationship. It doesn't matter whether it's been 6 months, a year, or 60 years,
And
because
I'm
you
I'm
learn and grow too.
old. You're only as old as how much you know.
Yep.
You know, you could be 60 years old and you can have the same knowledge as somebody at 19.
Yep.
So it's what you know. It's how you deliver that. It's how you make it an engaging
That's
experience.
right. That's it. And I think it's a big thing for guys your age, helping with weight gain, because I know that's what there's weight
Yeah.
gain and strength gain. So moving up from 66s to 74s is fantastic. Unlike one of our athletes where he wasn't training consistently, he was missing mornings, he was not really committing, even though he really wanted the goal. So for one competition, I moved him down from 74s to 66s, and that kind of convinced him to stay in the 74s and to work hard. And that's when he qualified for nationals. So sometimes we can use the weight for bullying as well.
Oh, oof, yeah, 100%. I'm
100%.
only back up
Yep.
when I got in hospital. I went right back down. I was
Yeah.
a very light 66. I'll say that.
Right.
And now, finally getting back up to where I should
Getting it.
be.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So weight is the killer.
It's always fun going up, and that's why I love powerlifting, because with me, I think I started in 83s and then 93s and 105s. Now I'm eyeing the 120s, depending on how much I can commit to
But
the
yeah.
cheesecake. And yeah, it's a lot of fun with the sort of with the older guys, the master ones, twos and threes that are a little bit heavier. I don't think we take it too seriously. It's just going out and having a blast, and it's very social. But I think
Yeah.
it's social across the board as well. Let's chat about Commonwealth, Sun City. Can you share sort of any plans, any expectations? What are you looking forward to?
Um, I've never been to South Africa, so
Yeah.
I've never been to Africa for that part. A big part of it will be experience. Exploring the culture, finding out how life operates. Over there. It's
Yep.
funny. I've almost done a full loop over. I've went to Australia and I've went kind of in between, and I've just
Right.
completely bypassed everything in the middle. So
Yep.
it's really see, the way of life. I look forward to it in Tucson City. It looks incredible, I have to
Yeah.
say. Uh, haven't done too much research. I want to kind of go in open minded and just whatever hits
So,
me, it hits.
yep. So I think
And I'm looking forward.
also, South African culture is very similar to Australia. And you know, we're warm, we're friendly. The South Africans are really warm. They're really friendly. We're really open. Plus, the main difference between South Africa and Australia is our skill at rugby and our just annoying all the Aussies now. So,
Yeah,
so yeah, South
someone
Africa.
will watch this and will be fuming at that.
Yeah, excellent, cool. Well, it's okay. You know how many World Cups? Yeah, okay. We just got to get the kicking sorted out. Anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens this weekend. South Africa coming here, you know, we've got 11 official languages. It's a diverse culture. South Africans love it. Locals love it when you talk to them about sort of where you're from, what community are you from, what tribe are you from, and talking about that. So you got Xhosa, isiZulu, Pedi, Sesotho, all of these different tribes that make up South Africa, and each has its own sort of nuance and culture and awesomeness, food as well. So just be open to talk, and you chat to the staff at the hotel. They're really friendly. They're really open. Sun City is an exceptional venue. Great pools, great. The water park's going to be open, which is going to be fantastic, and the venue is monstrous, and it's great. So
It's massive, yeah.
yeah, it's 100 meters by 50 meters, so it's like an aircraft hangar, and it's big. And I think 14 warm up racks, and then there's a gym with 4 racks as well for training. So a lot
Yeah, I
of
think
fun.
we told that the other day, yeah.
Yeah.
So, spoke,
So
we were absolutely spoke for choice.
absolutely. What do you think it's going to be feeling like once the lifting's done? The TC brings you out. They're playing the IPF music, the walkout music. For well, I don't think they'll be playing the IPF on we might. We'll work it out, but there'll be some walkout music that is played as you come out, and you're going to be standing there with all of the countries and with your team in your kit.
It'll be surreal. It's it's something you only ever have seen on TV before on YouTube.
Yep.
You know, to be there blows my mind. You know, and to think that this is only the start. You know, the distance
Yep.
I want to go in this sport. This is only the start, and I'm grateful that my first experiences, happened in the way that it did, the place that it did, and with who it is.
Absolutely. That's phenomenal. What are some of the goals for the future? Can you chat about that? What are the goals? I'm not even going to say dreams because I think just chatting to you, I get the sense you're very focused, you're very committed, you set yourself a plan and you go for it. So, what are the goals?
Without giving too much away,
Yep.
become the best athlete I can in this sport. Now I know that's a very broad term, but I'll break it down a
Nah,
bit more.
no, I know exactly what it means. So, yep.
Yeah, I almost want to become. When someone mentions the word powerlifting, my name comes to mind.
Okay. That's
This
cool.
sport is a ticking time bomb. It's a volcano. It's gonna just boom.
Yep.
I know for a fact it is, and I want to be at the forefront of that. I want to be,
Hmm.
someone, the younger generation, the new generation of powerlifters, who have seen it on TV, have seen all this, and want to get into it.
Mm-mm.
Someone they can look up to and aspire to be. And I've a long,
Fantastic.
long way to go. I know that, but that's the fun. That's the journey. That's why we do this.
Yep.
If you were to snap your fingers and get to the top, you wouldn't appreciate it. It's
Yeah.
about that journey up, about building up. Um, Without saying too much, this will not be my last international competition.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, as it is, this won't be
Awesome.
my last international. The goal is to just keep building and building and building.
Yeah.
And again, see how far I can get. But really, really, I want to be a catalyst for change in the sport.
Hmm.
I want to be
Awesome.
someone that you associate the word powerlifting with.
So, why is it so important for people to get involved in powerlifting? I don't even want to say why is it so valuable. What are the why is it important that people get involved in the sport?
There's not a lot to not love. It accommodates most people, and I
Hmm.
say most because you've people who come into powerlifting from a non-athletic background. Have done not a thing. Best example, my own dad. done a
Mm-hmm.
competition recently before. I don't think he had touched the barbell ever.
Okay.
And then in 8 weeks, he was doing a competition. He ended up squatting 150.
Sure.
That's at 60 years of age. It's incredible.
How did that
Um,
feel for you?
oh, emotional.
Hey?
Emotional was the word. I don't want to talk about it because it'll get me emotional again.
Okay.
But emotional was the word.
So
It's
I'm gonna just go on to that a little bit. Now, you want me to stop? I'll stop because, you know,
you're okay.
yeah, we look at our parents. We look at our parents when they get older. We start to get worried, particularly coming from your background, understanding the value of movement, of training, and of exercise, and then seeing them develop. Our parents develop a connection or a passion to the sport, and saying, sure, okay, this is going to improve the quality of your life. And you're there because of what I've been doing and what you've seen in
Yeah.
me. I mean, it's a wonderful gift for one to give their parents.
It all stemmed from my first competition.
Mm-hmm.
Any competition I've been to, he's been there. Commonwealth, he's going with me.
Oh, brilliant.
This has been a long time coming, and I was just waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike, and we've done it. And
Yeah.
he fell in love. I'm trying to get him again. I'm trying to get him to do. There's another one coming up in December. I'm trying to get that to happen again. So
Well, I
we'll
think
see. We'll see.
if we can help with that at all, I mean, we'd love to chat to you and your dad at Sun City. We can make the time,
Sounds good.
huh? And
Yeah,
then we
100%.
just poke him to get him to that
Yeah.
comp. Huh? Absolutely. We'll
Logan,
just
I look forward to it.
Yeah, we just say we're gonna love chatting to you after your competition in December, and he'll be going, "What competition in December?"
And then we go, yeah, the one you're doing in December.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
just force it into him, make him believe.
absolutely, sure.
100%.
So, is there anything in the sport that sort of drives you a bit mad?
A bit mad. You have to be very patient. Again, I
Mm,
know Michael touched on it, but I think
yeah.
people, especially a lot of my clients that are new to this, it's hard. It's hard to have that patience in the sport.
Mm-hmm.
I know again, I'm just copying Michael, but delayed gratification is everything. You can't just walk into the gym and expect to have. It's a gradual process, and a lot of people struggle with it. They really, really do. It's almost, but I've done this last week and this is easy. So why can I not just,
Yeah.
do this? And it's more so the principles behind it. It's why are you patient? It's not I'm doing this to you because I want to make your life hell.
Mm-hmm.
There's reason behind this, and ultimately, the more patient you can be in the short term, the more successful you're going to be on the
Yeah.
back end of that.
We've got a big signboard up in the gym. It's actually a couple of old wooden planks. It was a container for a aircraft jet engine, if I remember correctly. It's the top of it, and we were stuck outside the gym for a couple of years, so it's nicely weathered, and we've had some great signage painted on it. And it's the gym rules. Rule number one: trust the coach and try it.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to tell him, because I do understand exactly what you're talking about. It's not bullying, it's not being mean. Trust the coach and try it. So we've got to work towards that.
And typically, it works.
100%. So what's your favorite thing about powerlifting?
It's a very tough question because
I know.
there's that much. But to put it down, in my personal experience,
Mhm.
it is being able to put energy into something I'm good at. I know I can sound a wee bit arrogant,
It's not
but
arrogant at all. It's
with,
sensible because.
with my history of sports
Hmm.
that I wasn't so good at and absolutely fell in love with, it's tough. And now having something I
Sure.
love and that I'm only going to get better, every day I wake up, that is the fuel behind it. It's not I want to do this, it's I've been blessed and that I am, blessed to be good at this, so I have to give it everything.
Yeah.
That's the way I
Sure. Luke, that's not arrogant. That's a great statement. It's a great lesson for people. Find, find something that you're good at, because there's nothing better really than seeing yourself grow and develop and sort of
yeah,
become better than we were before, doing something that we love. And it's a great
yeah,
lesson for people that just because, you're not achieving to the level you'd like to in a specific sport, in a specific environment, find something that you're good at And as you said, powerlifting is a new sport. It's a young sport. And it's a great opportunity for people to start getting involved now. It's a growing sport. Chatting to Richard from the Commonwealth, the Commonwealth president, I think yesterday, and just saying like the number of countries that are involved in Commonwealth, but there's over 30. I mean, so I think it's 30 or over 30 that, there's a lot more that can get involved. So the sport is growing. This opportunity is going to be reaching people and
Yeah, as I
getting,
say,
yeah.
time bomb. It's
Yep,
going to explode. You can see it.
absolutely.
You can see it already.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's a special place to be. It's a special community. And it's a team sport where it's you versus you as well. But you've got the backing of your team. And I think that's what makes it so unique.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, yeah, it is. I suppose.
yeah, that's it. But it's, you've got the support of everyone around you, the audience, your competitors, your teammates, the announcer. But when it's you doing what you have to do for yourself, for the team, for the audience, for the announcer to get that weight up. And it's only, and it's pure honesty, this sport. The
Oh yeah,
barbell doesn't lie. It knows if you haven't been getting your sleep, if you haven't been eating well, if you've been missing training, if you've been overtraining, if you haven't been listening to your coach. So it's a really
that is the
beautiful thing.
that is the beauty in this, in that
Yep.
you can't take shortcuts. There is no shortcuts,
No
and
shortcuts.
all times the barbell is the best teacher.
Yep.
It'll tell you what you need to know, what you need to hear.
That's it.
And it's hard to find that anywhere else.
Yeah. No, soccer, you can get a lucky kick, a lucky bounce. Even boxing, the guy drops his hand, you get a jab, and you're just gauging distance and you drop your opponent. There's no luck in powerlifting.
No.
There's no luck. So that's what makes it very, very special. Sure. Is there anything you'd like to share?
In the build up to Commonwealth,
Yeah, in the build up or now
I
talk
mean,
about.
no, we've covered everything. For me,
Yeah.
it's just going out, getting the feel for it. As I say, I am grateful to even be in a position where I can actually do this. I got told you're going to be out for a long time. I thought this whole year was a write off. I thought this whole year was a write off, and that the beginning of 2025 would be spent recovering. The fact I'm in this position is mind blowing to me.
Sure.
It's almost testament to the work I put in.
Yeah.
I took nothing for granted. I had to get back on my feet as quick as I could, and I done it. I'm proud of that. But the fact I was even able to do this, I got the full medical clearance, is outstanding to me. So, in all honesty, I'm just blessed. I'm blessed to be able to go.
It's an indicator of the work you've put in and your attitude. That's what's got you here. So well done. I mean, it's an absolutely phenomenal story to share. And we're very grateful for your time and for sharing it with us. And I think
Likewise.
one last question. versus Mike, who's getting the higher Wilks score
I will
for
give
the
it to Mike.
Commonwealth?
In this competition, I'm going to give it to Mike.
Okay.
Testament to him. He's an incredible athlete. He's absolutely phenomenal. And all credit to him.
Awesome.
Seeing his progress from where he was is absolutely incredible. But I'm not at my best. I am nowhere near my best. I
Good.
know what everyone knows that, and I'll be
Yeah.
back.
Excellent.
I'll be back to where I was and better. But it will be a phenomenal battle, our second battle,
Yeah.
and it's all love. Yes,
That's
we'll
it.
have
It's
these
all love,
chats and kind of
100%.
banter about, but
Yep.
it's all love. He wants me to do the absolute best that I can. Same goes. I want him to be the best athlete he can be.
Yeah.
It's all love.
I think what I'd love to get the two of you guys together at Sun City just for a very quick chat, maybe a little bit of fun banter, and go. It'll be an absolute blast. So, but sure, Luke, really, thank you so much. What you shared, what you've spoken about. I hope we can get many young lifters to listen to this, many young people who are not in the sport yet to listen to this, because you shared some very important lessons, and it'll make a profound difference to them.
Of course. Thank you very much.
And to dads in their 60s who don't yet squat 150 kilos. Bloody hell. That's
There you
phenomenal.
go.
Yeah.
We try to accommodate everyone there.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Absolutely. And please tell your dad I'm looking forward to meeting him.
I will indeed.
All right. Awesome, dude. Thank you for your time. We'll see you
Thank you very
next week. Yeah, pretty much the
You
week
will
after next.
indeed.
Yeah. All right. Take
Yeah.
care.
Look forward to
Cheers.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye. Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful conversation. How fortunate, how lucky am I that I get to do this? That was Luke Henry. So, wow, incredible young athlete. Got referred to us by his mate, training partner, teammate, Michael. And if you want to go check out that interview as well, really incredible. Some valuable stories, some valuable lessons. And I think if you're watching, you've got a sense of his approach and his attitude to training and to himself, and how valuable it is going after what you want and finding something that works for you, that you're good at, that you can shine in, and making that your passion. Very grateful to Luke for sharing that with us. So stay with us. We will be back in about 13 minutes with Emma Drakenford. Looking forward to that conversation. You've been watching Coffee and Conversations with Champions, the powerlifting edition for Emmett Media. I'm Nicholas Ingle. We'll see you in about 10 or 15 minutes. Thank you for watching.